I actually submit the paper to a journal that is typically one or two rungs above where I think it is going to be accepted in terms of prominence. And the idea is that my success, I deem, if I can get it reviewed and rejected by a more, a much more higher profile journal, then what I've actually done is I've convinced myself that at least it was worthy of a rejection from these very august scholars who would have been reviewers for that higher profile journal. Then I redo it and I submit to one tier below. And it usually slides through effortlessly into publication because, of course, it's being reviewed at a much higher level. In other words, the act of failure, and I thank the many reviewers who have had to tolerate my inadequacies, but that act of failure is actually the seeds of growth. And of course, I mean, to be fair, over time, I have been able to publish in those higher ranking journals. But it's without that sense of a rejection is simply one step. I've had papers rejected 5 times before they finally find a home. And it's that humility. Now, look, Patricia, I have to be honest with you. It's not like I get the rejection letter and I go, "Oh, I'm just energized to go and continue." It's more like, okay, breathe, reassure myself I'm still a valued human being. Put it aside for 2 weeks. I find 2 weeks is a good period of time for it to percolate on the side of the desk. I never respond. I never go further. Because after about 2 weeks, I'm willing to admit that the reviewers are intelligent human beings that maybe know something. That maybe 10 minutes after I read the review, I was not willing to accept. And I hope, I mean, everyone who's been through this, of course, is laughing along, I think, with this, of course, right? Of course, my work is perfect. How could it be questioned and all that kind of stuff? And you want to get past that to a more a little bit of a humble state that says, let me integrate what I can. Now, to be fair, not all reviews are valid, but because science is always advancing. And years ago, I had one paper that just the mainstream journals would not publish because I was basically, throwing mud at the giants, if you will. I was just taking them on and they were not willing to budge. So I published elsewhere. But but that is always the way science, the way fields, the way our humanity works. I think it's that dialogue between the environment and what we're trying to accomplish. And